Hi everyone, welcome to your July 2016 love readings. If you enjoy love readings, make sure you watch my general weekly love readings posted every Wednesday. And if you would like a personal reading, I will put a link down below. I hope you enjoy your reading and have a great July. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your love reading for July 2016. I've already properly shuffled the deck. I'm just going to give it another quick shuffle just like this. This is the love reading for Scorpio for July 2016. What are the energies around love and romance for Scorpio for July 2016? Love reading for Scorpio, July 2016. Love reading for Scorpio, July 2016. Love reading for Scorpio, July 2016. Energies around love and romance for Scorpio for July 2016. Love reading for Scorpio, July 2016. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull 9 cards for you, Scorpio. The first card is going to be the World. The Lovers. Strength. The Moon. Page of Swords. Ten of Swords. Two of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. And the final card will be the Three of Cups. Okay, so interesting cards. Let me pick everything up just a little bit so that we can see the cards as I talk about them. Okay, so some interesting cards. I noticed that the first 4 cards for you are major arcanas, and you do have 5 in this reading. So pretty interesting. Let's start with the top row here. The World, the Lovers, Strength. So the World, you know, when I saw this, before I even saw the Lovers, I feel like some of you are coming out of either like a relationship, you've let somebody go in June, and just kind of letting go of old stuff. You're kind of like, you're turning the page when it comes to your life. You're looking for something new, and bang, there it is, the Lovers. This is always a significant relationship. This is either your life partner, a very karmic soulmate, a twin flame, or someone you spend many years with in a committed relationship. So I feel like some of you are kind of like, you have left something behind, and there is a new relationship that is waiting for you. You do have this, you know, the Strength card there, and this means that this is about having courage. This is about being brave. This is about quieting that negative inner chatter. So I do feel like some of you are kind of, you're looking for someone new because someone has been left behind. The World does represent an ending, just kind of a natural ending. Something played itself out, it's over, and everyone's moving on. It's not a negative card. It just means that it's time to move on. It's time to move on to the next chapter in your life. And I feel like, you know, it takes strength and courage. It takes spiritual strength. You really have to fight the fears that are coming up for you. I mean, literally your fears are here as well in the Moon. Of course, it's not going to apply to everyone. For those who are, you know, in a relationship, I feel like the World is saying, like, it's time for the next chapter in this relationship. You know, if there have been a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of tension, and I do see that in this reading, especially in You know, the Page of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Swords, even in the Moon. Especially, you know, in marriages and committed relationships, it's still time to move on to the next chapter in your life. It doesn't mean that you're leaving your partner, but it's like something has to change. Something has to end. I'm surprised the Death card is not in this reading, but you do have the Wheel of Fortune. Changes here and here. It's like, and again, in the Ten of Swords, this is also an ending. So an ending, an ending. It's like you can't stay where you are in the current phase in your relationship. But like it's like something needs to change in a positive way. Something has played itself out. And the Lovers, you know, it can mean that you have to have a more committed relationship. There has to be more love. You have to maybe spend more time with your partner. You have to feel that you are with the one. But I feel like something is preventing that with the Strength card. It's like there is some inner chatter that is saying there's something wrong here, or there are fears that are coming up, or you have, usually with the Strength card, you have to be very forgiving with the other person, very compassionate. So maybe your partner is not making it easy for you to move on to the next chapter in your life. Maybe they're dwelling in some negative energy. Maybe they're not really committing to you. Maybe there's fears with committing, or there's just kind of, maybe they're just kind of very pessimistic. I mean, the Strength card is battling your inner beast. And it could be you that's doing the battling, or it could be your partner. But yet, the Lovers card is here saying that there is a strong bond between you and your partner. Moving on to this row here, the Moon, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. So it's like fear. You know, I mean, the Moon can represent fear. It can also represent things that are hidden from you. Like you only know half the truth. This is always like subconscious information. Like they can only be accessed through psychic abilities and dreams. It's like you're not fully aware of what's going on in your relationship, in your love life. And, you know, this is kind of not having clarity. There's something that you don't know. And then here, this is clarity. The Page of Swords, it could represent communication, but it could represent honest communication. I feel like for some of you, there could be, you know, this is what you need in order to move on to the next chapter in your life. It could be that you or your partner triggers a conversation about what's really going on in your marriage or in your relationship, because this is usually blunt communication. This is like, let's not beat around the bush here. This is what's wrong, and let's just talk about it. And I feel like someone is afraid of this. Again, an ending, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords usually means that you don't have to worry, because this is fear. The Ten of Swords is telling you that you don't have to worry. There's nothing to fear because you've already been through the worst. So I feel like some of you, you've already kind of dealt with this difficult energy from the Strength card. Maybe you've already seen the worst of it. Maybe you've been separated from your partner, or you've questioned whether you're going to be together. The Ten of Swords, it's, you know, kind of an ending, but also a new beginning. After a 10 comes an ace. But it usually means that you're afraid, that you're paranoid, letting your guard down. But it just means, the real meaning is that you can go ahead and let your guard down. You're safe. You've already been through the worst. But I feel like there has to be like honesty. I feel like you have to cut through the illusion. Sometimes the Moon means that you're living under a false illusion, that you don't know the full truth of what's going on. So I feel like there could be communication with your partner as far as things that need to change, things that are maybe happening in the relationship that are not good for you or your partner. Something has to change to make things more solid, because I do feel you have a solid relationship with the Lovers card here. But I also feel like someone may not be completely honest, but then they suddenly come out and say, like, this is what's really been going on. And you can finally, like, leave this behind you. The Ten of Swords is about picking yourself up and healing and walking away from something painful, something that really hurt you. This is about being betrayed sometimes or hitting rock bottom, but it's about picking yourself up, and it's time to move on. And I feel like this may happen because there is some type of honest communication, and finally see the truth of what's been going on in your relationship. Down here, Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups. Yeah, it's like, I mean, seeing the Two of Swords here, I mean, I'm looking at what's going on in the reading right here. The Two of Swords is usually like a difficult decision. And every time I see this particular card, it looks like, I don't know, I always feel like this person is like being arrested. I think that it looks like they have their hands behind their back. And they have, you know, this person holding a sword to them, and this person, usually this card comes up when you're not going anywhere until you make a decision. It's a difficult decision. You don't want to make it. You'd rather do anything else, but you have to. It's usually like the universe puts a block on you. You're not going any further until you deal with something or make a decision. And it could be that it has to do with honest communication between you and your partner, where you have to be really strong and really brave and positive, because with the Strength card, it's like your inner beast, your ego. It wants to suck you right in and kind of pull you into negative thinking. But I feel like this is freeing you from this like restricting energy. The Two of Swords means that you're stuck. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. And looking at the reading like this, you're stuck, yet it's time to move on. It's time for something to end. It's time for the next chapter in your relationship. Yet there's something that you don't know, or there could be some fears that are preventing you from moving on. Again, the Wheel of Fortune, change. It's you can't stay where you can't stay in the same place in your relationship. It's time for movement. It's time for the next chapter in your life, with or without your partner. The Wheel of Fortune does represent change for the better, and it represents sometimes travel. It just represents like things moving on, like not doing the same old thing anymore. You can't keep doing that when the Wheel of Fortune comes in. But I feel like someone here is going to be pushed like beyond their limits. If it's not actually by your partner, it could be by the universe, where they push you to make a decision in order for you to go with the flow with the Wheel of Fortune, move on to the next chapter in your life. And this leads to happiness. I mean, you have the Three of Cups as a final card. This is a card of marriage. This is a card of children, happiness, celebration, family. So I feel like any changes that you experience in July that maybe are not pleasant, any like conversations where someone admits the truth, I feel like don't fear this, because whatever happens, this is leading you to happiness. This is leading you to marriage. I mean, we have marriage 2 times in this reading. We have it in the Lovers, and we have it in the Three of Cups. But it just kind of seems like there's some energy around here that's iffy, like there's some fears, and there's like something you don't know, and there's like someone that feels stuck, or someone that just doesn't want to make a decision. But I feel like there is some type of like honest communication, where there's finally clarity after like not knowing, after being completely in the dark. With the Moon, sometimes you don't know what in the world is going on in your relationship. And with the Ten of Swords, this kind of allows you to finally leave the past behind you. You don't have anything to worry about. That's already been there, done that. The Ten of Swords says that you're free to move on. Relax. You've already been through the worst. So let me see if anything else catches my eye here. I mean, looking at what's going on here, it's like, again, truth, honest communication. I mean, it's time for that. It's like a natural ending here with the World. This is, this is a positive card because it represents victory and success. But in order to get to this happy card over here, which represents marriage, like I said, happiness, children, again, it's like you have to cut through all the nonsense. And this could be honest communication, but it could just be kind of cutting through, fears and all this weird stuff going on right here in the middle. I feel like you're dealing with some like really like tense energies, fears, or it's things that you don't know and like you need to know. And I feel like something comes up in July where you've been in the dark, wondering what's going on in your love life, or wondering what's going on with your partner, and you finally know. The universe finally gives you the answer. Okay, Scorpio, this has been your love reading for July 2016. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.